They say the human mind can break. I never believed it until it happened to me. It all started on a night that felt ripped from a nightmare. The air was thick and cold, and the silence was deafening. That's when I found him. My best friend, Victor. The sight of him, it's a scar on my memory, a brand on my soul that will never fade. His lifeless eyes stared into nothing, a grotesque parody of the vibrant man I knew just hours before. The world spun. I remember screaming, but it was a sound without substance, swallowed by the darkness. Before I could process the horror, the world turned into a whirlwind of flashing lights and accusing voices. They didn't see a grieving friend, they saw a monster. "You did this," they said. Their words were like hammers, shattering the last fragments of my sanity. I was dragged away, my protests lost in the chaos. They threw me into a cell, cold, damp, and suffocating. The four walls became my entire universe. In the darkness, Victor's face would appear not as I remembered him, full of life and laughter, but as I last saw him. His image twisted and morphed, his silent accusation more damning than any judge's gavel. The fever came next. A fire in my veins, a storm in my mind. Reality bent and warped. The guards became demons with hollow eyes, their whispers echoing the accusations that now lived inside my own head. Days bled into weeks, weeks into an eternity of delirium. I'd wake up screaming, drenched in sweat, the line between dream and reality completely erased. I conversed with shadows, argued with the spectre of my dead friend, and pleaded with a God I no longer believed in. My mind was a prison within a prison, and I was losing myself in its labyrinthine corridors. I was no longer a man. I was a vessel of guilt and terror, a shell haunted by the ghost of a crime I didn't commit. Then, one day, as suddenly as it all began, it ended. The real killer was found. A stranger, a monster with no name and no face, had confessed. The iron door of my cell creaked open, not for a meal or an interrogation, but for release. They handed me my old clothes, a few dollars, and an apology that felt as empty as I did. I walked out into the sunlight, a free man, but was I? The sun felt alien on my skin. The sounds of the city were a chaotic symphony that my frayed nerves couldn't handle. People's laughter sounded like screams, their glances like accusations. The prison bars were gone, but my mind had built new ones, stronger and more insidious than any steel. I was free, but the real monster wasn't the one who took Victor's life. The real monster was the one they had created inside of me. Now I walk through life like a ghost. I see Victor in crowds, hear his voice in the wind. The feverish madness from that cell still clings to me, a constant, chilling companion. They let a man out of prison, but they left a part of him behind, trapped forever in that dark, cold room. The real sentence wasn't the time I served. It's the life I have to live now, forever looking over my shoulder, haunted not by what I did, but by what was done to me. Justice was served, but I was the sacrifice. Remember that the mind is a fragile thing, and sometimes the deepest scars are the ones no one can see. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever felt trapped by your own mind, know you're not alone. Please take care of yourselves and each other.